live already. You are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. Oh my goodness. Why the Washington Commanders 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Welcome. Anybody out there at all going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, if anybody's going to spend any time at all watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much. I can use all the support I can get, guys. Thank you. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So if I see something in there, as soon as I see something, I try to respond as soon as I can, right? Plus, I also, instead of me just like rambling on for 30 minutes straight, it's nice just to talk to another Giant fan, okay? So please feel free, fire away, throw it in the chat box. Before we get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, okay, the top link in the description box below, all right, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first membership level is called the Saquon. Second membership level is called the Lawrence Taylor. And third membership level is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to them. Okay, so if you want to help support my channel out, I thank you in advance, and it means the world to me. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you so much. Thank you. If you're not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or put a video out, you'll be notified, and it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you so much. I could use all the support and help I can get, guys. And then finally, in the description box below, there's 2 Facebook links. Okay, the top one takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Okay, basically, my YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and my Facebook page, it's all called the same thing. That way, I say, even a moron like me, I can remember. I don't got what's the group called? The page is the page called the same as the group? It's all called pretty much the same thing. It's all called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Okay, so the group, what do we got? We have over 3,200 members in there right now. Okay, it's as soon as I get done, basically once I'm done here with the video, I spend pretty much like the next 2 hours at least putting stuff in the group and then the page, which I'm going to get, once again, I'm going to go over in a minute, okay? It's 7 days a week. I'm always putting stuff in here, okay? As I said, if you become a member, not only do I put stuff in here, but members put stuff in here as well, too, okay? So there's a ton of New York Giants information going in, here every day. I try, whether it's a post, a picture, a video, once again, something making fun of the Eagles or the Cowboys. Those are some of my personal favorites, all right? There's a ton of stuff going in here every day. Then the second Facebook link, okay, that takes you to my Facebook page, okay? Once again, New York Giants, the Gridiron, but it's a page, okay? Right now we have over 1,200 people who like it, and we have over 4,700 people who are following. I tell you, that's really, really doing good. The page is really taking off very, very well. Okay, it's the same thing. I put it, at least I try, 10 different things. I try every day. Sometimes in the off season, it's a little difficult sometimes in the off season. If there's not a lot of stuff going on, but I try, as best I can. But as I said, whether it's a post, a picture, video, whatever, I put, I put a ton of stuff in here, okay, every day. And basically, I don't commingle them, okay. All right. So basically, the whatever I put in the page, I don't put in the group. Whatever I put in the group, I don't put in the page. Okay. Every now and then there might be something that I might, if I see something really, really good that makes fun of the Cowboys and the Eagles or whatever, I might wind up, sharing it with both the group and the page and all, but everything. But for the most part, I don't commingle them. Okay. So if you go to the if you go to the group, okay, and you become a member, and you go to the page and you like it and follow it, there's a ton of New York Giants information every day. Okay, and like I say all the time, right? If you go there and you like the page and you follow it and you go to the group and you become a member, if you're not totally satisfied, you get your money back, guaranteed. Okay, all right, well, all that stuff said and done and out of the way with and all that, right? Well, I mean, obviously they came out with a little nugget. You know, they had a couple games that was it the Jets and the Dolphins? They came out. I think the Chiefs and the Bengals, of course. And of course, now we got the Christmas Day. Okay, let me see here. I just happen to have pull the calendar right out of my ass here. Just happen to have a calendar here. Let's go to December. Wow. Monday, Christmas Day, Monday. All right, so it's not apparently it's not the Black Friday Eagles Giants. Okay, so apparently the Giants it's in Philadelphia. Okay, but Monday, Christmas Day. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna have the Giants and the Birdies in Philly. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. You know, it's just that, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope we kick the living shit out of the Eagles. Okay. I would have thought, since it's a big, it's going to be Christmas Day and this, it's toward the end of the season and and playoff implications could be on the line. I mean, this could be a huge game for the Giants. I mean, the Eagles probably, if they stay healthy, right, for the most, because when you get to Christmas, there's only it might be what week, maybe 16. Yeah, it's probably week 16. There's probably 2 more games maybe after that. So if you go into week 16, so that would be like the 15th game of the season. Okay. So, you're probably going to figure, even with the Eagles having a very tough schedule, this would be the 15th game. So they would be playing 14 games going. You got to figure the Eagles will probably be, I'm just saying, I hope I'm wrong. I hope they're 0-14. Hope they never win a football game ever again. I'd be the happiest guy on the face of the earth. But you figure the Eagles would probably be, tough schedule. Tough schedule. Okay. They got a tough schedule. One more time for the hearing impaired. They have a tough schedule. Okay. I'll give them 10-4, right, with 3 games to go. 9-5, 10-4. I don't think they're going to be, they played 14. They ain't going to be 13-1. That's not happening. They ain't going to be 12-2. That's not happening. So I said, so maybe 10-4. Yeah, somewhere around there, maybe 9-5. Right, somewhere around there. Hopefully, once again, hopefully going 14. But you got to realize for the Giants now, they played 14 games. Okay, once again, the Giants are not knocking at the door for the Super Bowl. I hope we are. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I got to pull my head out of my ass at the end of the season because I look like a jackass and all. But I think we're maybe another year or so away. A year, maybe more. A little good free agency going on next season. Another good 3 picks in the draft. First 3 rounds or so. Another 3 possible starters or so. Bring 3 more right in. And I think we might be on to something here. Okay, but so with the tough schedule, a lot tougher than it was last year. Okay, tied for the third toughest schedule in the NFL. Okay. And another thing you don't know about is with the injuries. Are the Giants going to be semi-injured? They're going to be just semi-freaking massacred like they were, last year and the year before and the year before that and all? Or are they going to be relatively on the healthy side? You don't know. But there's a real good chance. Okay, this would be as I said, once again, the 15th game. If my calculations are correct, on Christmas Day, this would be the week 16. The 15th game that looks like I'm trying to figure out. It might be 2 games after this week. the Christmas Day. All right, so you're looking at here, week 15. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. This would be game 15, week 16. So game 15 for the Giants. I mean, this is going to be as I said, once again, I hope I'm wrong. Okay. Hopefully the Giants are 14-0 going into this game, blowing everybody out by 73 points every game. But this could be a real important game for the Giants. Okay. They played 14 games. They could be 7-7. Once again, tough schedule. They could be 6-8. They could also be 9-5, right? They could be 9-5. Eagles could be 10-4. Well, you don't know, right? But I would have thought, okay, especially because the Giants, the Eagles just a year. We did beat them a couple years ago, 13-7, right? That was the Chris Myrick touchdown where he caught Daniel Jones hit him. He caught it here, and by the time he wound up corralling it, I think it was between his legs. He didn't like. That was the Chris Myrick touchdown, first one of his career. Jalen Hurts, the $755 trillion a year guy. I think that's what it is. I think they're paying him that $800 trillion a year. Yeah, he scored one touchdown against the Giants. Yeah, pretty impressive. But for the most part, I think in the year before that, I think we beat the Eagles at home. But other than that, the Eagles have had our number. They just totally slapped us 2 times last year. The final game of the season, I don't know what happened. We had our 37 string players in there, and we only lost by 6 points to them. In a game, they were at home. They wanted to win to get the home field advantage. Okay. But I would have thought that if they're, national TV, Christmas Day, this, that, and I would have thought the Giants would have been home to give them the edge. Give them that little leg up, not a game in Philly. But a lot of time you heard, "What's up, Terrence? Did you see the QB Ray?" I see a bunch of them. I got a Facebook group and a Facebook page, so I scroll and I see a lot of Facebook the rankings. Anytime I see anything with Jalen Hurts on the top, I just X the post out, so I don't even see it anymore. It just disappears. So or many times there's a bunch of, because I'm part of there's the NFC East heavy hitters group. There's the NFC East trash talk group I'm a part of and stuff like that. And also you see a lot of stuff being shared. Cowboy fans sharing their posts or sharing stuff against the Eagles, or the Eagle fans sharing their posts or taking, jabs at the Cowboys, this, that, So I see a lot of stuff, so a lot of the Eagle fans, they post the best wide receivers in each division. And of course, AJ Brown's up there, and, I just X out of that one. I don't even see that. Me too. DJ number 10. Yeah. As I said, 2 years ago, okay, Giants went home, right? Jalen Hurts comes to town. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, I guess now. I guess. I guess. That's what they're paying him like. He scored, 7 points against the Giants. Yeah, that's not too good. Last time I checked, that's not too good. Right? If you're the greatest quarterback of all time, you will. He did throw an interception. Was driving him down. He threw it. I forgot who. Is it Darnay? No, it wasn't Darnay Holmes. I forgot who it was. Picked the pass off, but he was driving him. That's what you got to do. But a lot of it is, they were healthy last year. A lot of it was also AJ Brown. They had DeVonta Smith, okay, but they added that one little extra piece, and sometimes that's all you need, right? So I don't think Daniel Jones is number 10, right? But I said, it's why don't we reverse things, swap things out, put Jalen Hurts behind the Giants offensive line, okay? Slayton was one of the top receivers last year for the Giants. He was their number 7 guy. We had all the, I mean, you look at Colin Johnson was injured, Sterling Shepard, Wan'Dale Robinson, Kenny Golladay couldn't get on the field, Kadarius Toney. I mean, all of our top wide receivers are right. So I said, so let's take the first 4 or 5 best wide receivers off of the Eagles team, throw them on the sideline. They can't play. Sorry. Let's put the 6th, 7th, and 8th best wide receivers that the Eagles have. Okay, so let's see Jalen Hurts there. Okay, behind the Giants' offensive line. Okay, so let's see how well he does then. I mean, he's not going to. Not going to happen because he's not that. I mean, he's good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but he's not Jesus Christ. Okay. So I mean, I'm not saying Daniel Jones is Joe Montana either, right? But he's got some learning to do. But number 10, yeah, is what it is. But I would have thought that the Christmas game, the big national one, would have been the Giants would have been home to give them a little bit of an edge, especially since we're having a very difficult time beating the Eagles. But I mean, somewhere along the line, that'll come to an end. Somewhere along the line, okay. Hopefully, maybe this year. But what we got? Since we improved our defense, we'll see how good. Yeah, yes, we did. Well, that was another one of the things. See, the Eagles, as I said, without question, they had the best overall team without question last year, bar none. All the teams without question. But last year, one of the things, the huge factors was, they were healthy. That's huge. Okay, but they got one on the offense and one on the defense, right? What did they do? Okay, so, which if you have 2 on the offense and 2 on the defense, you're talking. What am I talking about? You got 2 wide receivers and you get 2 cornerbacks. I'm not saying you're golden, but you're good, especially with the rest of the team they got. So, because thanks to us, they got James Bradberry. So you got Slay and Bradberry. I'm not saying they got 2 primetime Sanders out there, and Deion Sanders, right? I'm not saying they're the greatest cornerback, but they're 2 very good cornerbacks. Slay is very, very good, and he took care of the number 1s. And if you make Bradberry go after the number 2 wide receiver, that's good. They got 2 good cornerbacks. It's a passing league, so that's huge. And it showed. They shut the Giants' wide receivers down in that playoff game. And I said, I think between Hodgins and Slayton, I think they had 2 catches for 7 yards. The slot guy, James, had a good game. Okay. But then also on the offense, what happened? The year before, what the hell were they? They 8-7. No, it couldn't have been 8-7-1 because that's only 16 games. What, maybe 9-7-1 or something like that. Maybe 9-7-1. Maybe that was. So nothing fantastic. When they had they had Jalen Hurts, the same offensive line, the same wide receiver, the running back behind him, Sanders, right? You had Goddard, same tight end. You had DeVonta Smith, 9-7, I guess 9-7-1, I think it was, because they made the playoffs, right? But then you add the boom, A.J. Brown. Now you got 2 wide receivers, right? You look at some of these great teams, right? Look at the Bengals. Not that the Dolphins are a great team, but who wouldn't take Waddle and Hill? Holy crap, right? So now they had 2 good cornerbacks. They got 2 good wide receivers, right? The Giants kind of had like 1 good cornerback. We had decent wide receivers, but we didn't have like a DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown. You know what I mean? So we certainly got better. We got better without question. How good Philadelphia. I call them the Beagles. Anything make fun of them. I love it. It's simply amazing in the Facebook group and the pages that I have. You put posts up to make fun of the Eagles, and I tell you what, it's amazing. All of a sudden, these Eagle fans come out of everywhere, and they just start posting comments and stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing. So what I do, I'll put a post up there that makes fun of the Eagles, and at the top of the post, I'll put Eagles suck. And then the bottom of the post, I'll put in a comment, Eagles suck. Then I go and I turn the comments off and that pisses them off. because what the Eagle fans like to do, they like to come and get mad. Then they like to put their comments in there and respond. Well, I turn the comments off, so that pisses them off even more. I love it, absolutely love it. Smeagles, there you go. But I'll tell you, I seen this. I mean, and it's like now they're making like, I don't know. I mean, it's like among the changes to the schedule this season. So of course, tomorrow night's going to be the schedule. The rest of the schedule will be coming out. So I'll be there. Obviously tomorrow night talking about the schedule. But the NFL will have a Black Friday game. Okay, so I don't know who that's going to be. I mean, I kept hearing, all these, whispers in the wind saying the Giants, Eagles, Black Friday. Well, that's not going to be happening. But I'll tell you what, okay, all right, that's pretty cool. I guess it. I don't know. It's going to be 1 o'clock game, 4 o'clock game. I don't know. Is it going to be a nighttime game? I mean, because we're talking Friday. But I don't know. Well, I'd be interested to see. But it'd be a Black Friday game for the first time ever. Okay. I mean, you don't usually have Friday football games. You got Saturday games, right? So now we got Thursday games, right? We're going to have a Black Friday game. We have Saturday games toward the end of the season when college football, the regular season is in there. So we got Saturday game. Sometimes we get games on Sunday, right? Yeah. And we got Monday night games. So basically I'll tell you what, I wonder if somewhere along the line, say 10, 20 years or whatever from now, when they're going to have games every day of the week. Like a Tuesday game, a Wednesday game, right? Wouldn't that be interesting? But so apparently this season, they're going to have games on 5 days of the week. I mean, just the one Black Friday game, but right. Then they got games don't necessarily belong to networks anymore. All games are free agents. So, I mean, I said I used to have like, CBS used to have the Fox used to have the NFC, right? NBC would have the AFC, right? For the most part. I guess not anymore. I guess now. I mean, it's amazing. All you got, obviously, the more money's involved, a lot of this stuff, and which brings me to the next thing I saw. Teams can be on Thursday night football 2 times now, not just once. Because, I mean, the way it used to be, right? You had 32 teams, right? You'd have 16. And I thought this was pretty fair, right? You have 16 Thursday night games, right? So basically 32 teams. So basically each team plays on Thursday night 1 time. I think that's pretty fair. But the problem with that is now that the team, whoever, the TV or whatever has the Thursday night game doesn't want the 1-15 Jacksonville Jaguars playing against the 2-14 Carolina Panthers. The last So, because once again, more it's about money, more things just start going by the wayside, right? You forget about so. I mean. So instead of, and as I said, I thought that was pretty good. The one downside to it is sometimes you get some real, when you're forcing every team to play on a Thursday night. And I said, I thought that was fair, right? But you're going to get some clunkers in there. You're going to get, whatever. As I said, a 2-14 team versus a 3-13. I mean, you're going to get some clunkers in there. So I guess they're trying to do away with that. I guess they want all the clunkers on Sunday at 1 o'clock. I guess. Once again, the more it's about money, the more things change. And it says not all teams are guaranteed to have a prime time spot. So I guess the more your team stinks, or just say, I'm just saying, I'm not going to say the Giants. Let's say the Washington Commanders, week 16. I don't know, whatever, playing the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday night. That's what right? The Jaguars did good. They really did a really good job. Very impressed when they played the Kansas City last year in the playoffs. But so they just schedule them, right, for the Monday night, the 16th week of the season or something like that. Well, if all of a sudden, the Commanders get beat up and maybe Jacksonville's not that good or something like that, they're probably going to take that game off. Right, maybe put them on Sunday 1 o'clock and flex a game maybe on the Monday night or something or whatever. Once again, because the the TV revenue is supposed to really, supposed to be a big influx of money coming in, right? And so I know the salary cap's supposed to go up quite a bit too. I know it's with TV, but it's you got to take the good and the bad. The players, they can, but they really can't complain, right? I mean, when the salary cap just keeps going up and up and up because of TV money, right? If your team is good, right? I mean, the teams are popular. Like they say, the Cowboys. The Cowboys are good. They're going to want to be seeing them on, right? When the Patriots had Tom Brady back in the teens and all that, right? When they were good, well, the Patriots wanted to be seen, right? I mean, not no more. Nobody wants to see Mac Daddy Jones and those Patriots. Once again, nobody's going to want to see the Buccaneers play this year either. Probably not, because Tom Brady's not there. But I mean, with the Giants, maybe hopefully doing good, right? The Cowboys, certain teams, Buffalo, of course, Kansas City, the 49ers, right? I mean, there's going to be some good, the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, right? It's going to be, the Ravens, the Bengals, certainly be some teams are going to want to be, on, national TV. So there's probably going to be a lot of flexing going on, a lot of team, but I mean, that's the thing. If you're a good team, right, you're going to get moved to prime time quite a bit. So it is what it is. And then I saw, let's see here. Whoops. So I mean, that's the one thing with the Giants, being a good team. Okay. You might get moved around quite a bit. So some of those 1:00 Sunday games might become a Sunday night game or something like that, right? And then I wanted to go over is that, did the Giants do enough, okay, to close the gap with, close? I'm not saying totally did we catch up to them or anything like that. I don't know if that Cowboys really had that phenomenal of a draft. Just kind of be honest with you, okay? I think the Giants did certainly close it. I mean, the Eagles really can't get any better than they were last year. They lost some guys in free agent. They brought in some guys. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of it, once again, a lot of it is luck. A lot of it is health. Nothing can derail a season faster than health or lack of it, shall I say. But the one problem, the biggest problem the Giants has on defense, okay, was stopping the run. Now, if we go, I mean, this is just like unbelievable. I mean, now once again, the Eagles are going to have a good offensive line. Okay, you're probably going to realize that probably in the next 3 years or so, whatever, their 2 Hall of Fame linemen will be gone. Jason Kelsey will be gone. He'll be retired. And Lane Johnson, I mean, he's going to be getting up there. This is what 10th, 11th season. So, he might have a couple more good seasons in him or whatever, but you got to realize that somewhere along the line, those 2 Hall of Fame offensive linemen they have will be gone. Okay. But if we look, we gave up 211 yards to the Ravens, but against the Cowboys, the first time we played them, gave up 176 yards rushing to the Cowboys, right? Against the Cowboys on, of course, Thanksgiving, right? Gave up 169 rushing yards to them on Thanksgiving. We gave up 430 yards. We gave up 26 first downs, right? Then against the Commanders, we gave up 165 yards to the Commanders rushing. Then we played the Eagles, and that's when we got annihilated. 253 yards rushing. Unbelievable. Then we played the Commanders again, 159 yards rushing, okay? Then the last game of the season, we gave up 135 yards rushing. Somehow our 37-string players were in there, and they only gave up 135 yards, right? Then when we played the, of course, we played the Vikings in the playoffs. We only gave up 61 yards, but in the, you realize in the 38-7 massacre that when we lost to the Eagles, right? The Eagles had 148 yards passing. Why? Well, because they could just run the ball well. 268 yards rushing, I mean, that they had. I mean, but the Giants went out and they really took care of that. And I'm not going to say we're totally going to shut the Eagles down or anything, running wise, but I mean, we did a very good job. I mean, you got Nunez Roches in there, Ashawn Robinson, right? Leonard Williams, hopefully he comes back. Because let's not forget, toward the end of the last season, Leonard Williams was in there, but he was injured. He was injured. Okay. Then you got Sexy Dexy. It was out there too, but he was out there too much, right? And just wearing down, tiring out. You can't have the guy in there for 80-90% of the snaps without the guy wearing down. That's what he did. So you want to get that rotation in there. That's like what the Eagles had, man. A good defensive front. They had that rotation going in there, right? So, I mean, the Giants didn't necessarily add to the pass rushing presence, okay? But they did quite, and then, of course, we got the tackling machine in there, okay. All right. That's huge. One of the problems the Giants had, especially when you go up against good quality offensive lines like the Cowboys or the Eagles, the best offensive line in football, is that they not only have good players, but they're taught, right? One of the problems we had was our inside linebackers were just couldn't get off the blocks. They were just getting blocked, and they holes were created, and the Eagles were off and running. Now with a Carriquet there, right, it could be a different story. As I said, but we got Nunez, Roches, and Robinson, right, and Jordan Riley, right. So now you brought in three guys that are just good against the run. Okay, as I said, you're not going to get much in the passing department as far as pass rush against them, but I think we did a very, very good job. Okay, at limiting the rushing that the Eagles and the Cowboys will get against us. You also remember, I mean, we had the lead against the Cowboys in both games, right? But I mean, the Thanksgiving game was just, I thought I was kind of thinking like, man, we might, man, are we going to pull this one out, man? What was it? We're 13-7. Of course, then the Cowboys scored 3 touchdowns in a row. And then it was 28-13 halfway through the fourth quarter, and right. And then, of course, we scored the touchdown, Richie James, with 8 seconds left to go in the game, right? But as I said, we were winning at halftime, right? And then not only that, but against the Cowboys, we were actually winning in the other one too. After when Saquon took it to the house, right? Well, did they give us 16 points or give us 13 points? What the hell did they give us here? Saquon with his run. Okay, we were up 13-6. Okay, but there was 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Cowboys had 6 points. All right, so somewhere, I mean, then they got the ball. And so basically, in the last 15 and a half minutes of the game, we gave up 17 points to the Cowboys. Basically, we gave up in the first over almost 3 quarters. We gave up 6 points, and then basically the last 15 and a half minutes of the game, we gave up 17 points to the Cowboys. We gave up 17 straight points to them. Okay, 17 straight points. And that's when, then we finally got a Graham Gano field goal with 3.5 minutes left to go. But we gave up 17 straight points to them. So, and that was, and the thing that really kind of got you was, of course, that was to the backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. Okay, that was kind of, you hate it. You're at home against the Cowboys. They got a backup quarterback in there, and oh man, come on, man. But I mean, I definitely, the one thing we did do, okay, this year was we added speed. Okay, now if you saw the year before, what Kadarius Toney was able to do against the Cowboys secondary. Now he, not so much his speed, but his maneuverability. I mean, they couldn't cover him. Remember, he had those 10 catches, then he got thrown out of the game, right? But they couldn't cover him. So, I mean, what did we do? We had a lot of speed, okay? Hopefully we can get Wan'Dale Robinson maybe back, right? But, we got some speed on our side, right? Speed can kill, right? You can't, it's tough to a substitute for speed. And we add a lot of speed there. We also, on the offensive line, okay, hopefully Evan Neal will be a year better, okay? Andrew Thomas, okay? We got Glowinski, okay, all right. Hopefully Zudu can step in there, or Zudu or Bredesen, whoever the left guard will be. But Michael Schmitz, right? we finally got ourselves a center. Although at times Feliciano did not do a bad job, right? But now we have our center, hopefully of the future, right? So hopefully our offensive line be a little bit better. But the speed we had, hopefully Saquon will be there. But then we also added Waller too. All right. Now Bellinger is one thing, okay, right? Nice little target there, right? Nice maybe a little security blanket. Maybe not bad as far as blocking at all, but Waller's a different beast. Okay, so we added him. Okay, as I said, between Slayton, all right, Paris Campbell, okay, Hyatt, I don't know, Bryce Wheaton's going to make the team, or if he's going to be in a practice squad, I'm not exactly sure. But we added some speed. Okay, so we got some. Not only that, but with Waller too. Waller's going to be a mismatch. Right. So the Eagles did not get better on offense. Okay. I don't think they got better on defense. If anything, I would say, if anything, because they had such a good team, if anything, right, they stayed the same. They didn't get better. These draft picks that they got in, the guys that they lost, okay, I don't give a rear end, who they drafted. Okay, the guys they lost a few good men. All right, so they did not get better on defense. Okay, there are a few injuries away because they also they got a lot of good guys, but Howie Roseman and all, he goes and he's spending money like it's coming out, like there's no tomorrow, like he's going to Girly World, everybody, right? Well, what kind of, you can't have phenomenal depth when you have all these star-studded players on your team. You can't have, right? As I said, the reason why they were, because they were healthy last year. Now, if they start getting some injuries, right, and they have to start going to their backups, right, they might have some problem. But the Eagles did not get better. Okay. Instead of anything, maybe they stayed the same. The Giants got better. Okay. On offense, they got better. They got more speed, got more weapons. We got ourselves a center. Okay. We got better on defense. Our run defense should be better. We got a second cornerback. Okay. We brought in a ton of other cornerbacks. Maybe one of the other guys might step up. Who knows? But our run defense should be better. We got better quality depth. We got a Karake in there, so our defense got better. So our offense and defense got better without question. I don't think the Cowboys, really got better. A lot of people gave them pretty bad draft grades, right? So I think without question, I said once again, does that mean, we're going to beat the Eagles once? I hope so, but doesn't guarantee that. But I think without question, we closed the gap on the Cowboys and the Eagles. And I could certainly see us beating the Cowboys at least one time this year. Now, what you have to, right? They can't be what they did last year. 1-4-1. It's not cutting it. And they were lucky to beat the Commanders. If it were not for the Kayvon Thibodeau, quadfecta there, where he got the sack, the strip, the recovery, and the touchdown, right? We would probably lose that game because nobody blocked them, right? So if somebody actually blocked them on that play, we're not getting a touchdown on that play, right? So maybe the Commanders punt the ball. So basically, right, let's not forget the Giants scored 12 points that whole game on offense, right? So, let's see, 20-12, yeah. And I said, let's not forget, right? The end of the game, the Commanders are walking down the field. They need a touchdown, so they're throwing the ball in the end zone. Well, they only needed a field goal. They could have kicked the field goal. They could have beaten us, right? So we have to do a better job, in our own division, right? So between the Cowboys and the Eagles, those 4 games, you got to win at least once. I mean, hopefully you win at least twice. If you can beat the Eagles once and the Cowboys once, that'd be fantastic. But you got to start there. You got to, in your own division, you got to be better. You can't be 1-4-1. I wouldn't expect us to get a tie. 3-3 would be nice. 3-3 would really be nice, whether it's beating the Commanders twice, Cowboys once, losing twice to the Eagles, or beating the Commanders once, Cowboys once, and the Eagles once, something like that. But 3-3 in your own division would be a nice start, And I think that a lot of us have, once again, injuries, right? Are we out of training camp and the guys and the Giants have 13 guys in injured reserve already, right? But can we make it out of training camp and head into the season, relatively healthy? That would be huge, right? I think the Giants have a very good coaching staff. Okay, I'll take our coaching staff over any of the other ones. Nick Sirianni, that freaking moron, hate that guy. I'm not impressed with the Cowboys coaches. They think that they let go of Moore, their offensive coordinator. So I don't know who's going to replace. If they're going to be able to replace him. And Washington. So I think we have a very good coaching staff, very good coaching staff, and I think without question we added more to the team that we had. So I think definitely without a doubt we closed the gap on the Cowboys and the Eagles without question. But now you got to go out there and prove it on the field, and we can't go 1-4-1 once again in the division, right? 3-3 would be good, but tomorrow night. This time we'll know when the Giants are playing who and what and where and why and all that stuff and everything like that. So it's almost like draft night once again, right? The schedule's coming out, a big event, right? So, well, guys, it's been almost 42 minutes. I'll be back again tomorrow night to talk about the schedule, but at least we know Christmas Day, Giants and Eagles in Philadelphia. Should be a good one. All right, guys. Well, as always, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. If anybody spends any time watching me here at all, if anybody spends any time at all watching the replay, just once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I can use all the support I can get, guys. And as always, you guys stay safe out there. Go Giants! Woo! Oh, yeah.